Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today we'll be looking at three regular practices that pose adverse effect on health. These are practices we all are familiar with and sometimes see as nothing, but the truth is they pose a very high risk to health. They are not good for you, and even though they may have some benefits, they may have immediate advantages, they still pose threats, and those threats cannot be ignored. So now I'm gonna start by introducing myself. I am confidence by name, and everything food, lifestyle, and healthy living is my calling. So I enjoy talking about food. I enjoy encouraging people to go out for the best when it comes to selecting meal type and the kind of food to eat. I also encourage healthy living and proper dieting. I am a food fan. I'm a foodie, as some may call it. Yes, I'm proud to be a foodie. Hope I have supporters out there. Okay, so to get started, to go into what brought us here, I will be sharing the three regular. When I say regular, these are the things we see every day, like every day. These are the things we uphold. Some uphold it so dearly that they can't let go. But I just want to believe this video is timely, and it is going to help you relearn and unlearn all of those negativities you uphold so tightly. So to begin, I will be starting with the first on our list, and that is seasoning. Seasoning. This part cannot be overemphasized. Artificial flavorants used during cooking, the adverse effects cannot be overemphasized. This artificial ingredients poses a threat to human life, like a very high risk threat. And I know you wouldn't trade your health, you wouldn't trade your should I say your aging, should I say you won't trade your longevity for immediate satisfaction. So now seasoning cubes, sachet, what it's flavorants, all of these artificial flavorants, they are not healthy. They are not. I know as part of the advantages, you tend to enjoy your meal more for those that like sweet food, and some uses it. Maybe they have poor cooking skills, so they might use it in order to boost their confidence when serving their guests. But I tell you, these benefits are nothing compared to the adverse health damages it causes. For instance, let's look at seasoning cubes. A seasoning cube contains about 2.5 grams of salt. And for someone that is hypertensive, you don't need too much of salt in your diet. And aside that, many of us use more than one seasoning cube. A seasoning cube is 2.5 grams, but people use up to 4, 5, 6, who knows, seasoning cubes for just a small pot of food, and it is very alarming. It is so alarming. I don't know the other English to add, but just know it's not good. It is a serious red flag. The average human, or should I say an adult, is supposed to take 5 grams of salt per day. That is the recommended dose. That is the recommended quantity for a daily living. 5 grams of salt per day. But now you go ahead and add 4 seasoning cubes to your pot of soup. That is 10 grams, because a seasoning cube is 2.5 grams, and then multiply it by 4. That's 10 grams. And this is just for breakfast. We are still gonna make lunch, we'll make dinner. It's too much. It's just so much. So if 10 grams should go into your system for just breakfast, and then let's say another 2.5 gram goes into your system as lunch, that's 12.5 grams. I hope you're with me. And then lastly, at night, you just want something not too light, like your okra soup and some swallow fufu, or just anything you want to eat that with. And then you add up to 2 seasoning. Oh, okay, let's say you decided to be godly and you added just 1 seasoning cube. That's 2.5 gram added. That's 12.5 grams plus 2.5. That is 15 grams. Wow. It's too bad. It's very, very bad. And that is just for the salt aspect. That is for the salt aspect. There are other constituents of seasoning cubes, such as monosodium glutamate. This is a flavorant, and it's not natural at all. Everything about it is not natural. Research has found out that monosodium glutamate has the potential, it has the tendency of increasing the likelihood for you to have cancers, and that's not the prayer. That's not just what we want for ourselves. So you can't eat your cake and have it. So the proper thing to do is to cut down on all of those artificial ingredients. They don't help you. That immediate satisfaction, like I said earlier, it's nothing compared to the risk factor. The risk factor is so high. This monosodium glutamate has so many disadvantages that I cannot begin to list. The number one is that it's cancerous, and that is enough for you to flee. That is really enough for you to flee. I'm not saying you shouldn't use seasoning cubes. I use seasoning cubes for my meals, and I use it in a moderate amount. Moderation comes to play here. You're still going to add salt to that same food you're using 4 seasoning cubes to prepare. Okay, imagine the 4 seasoning cubes plus the added salt. That is just so much. It's not healthy at all. It's just too much salt. And you tend to visit the hospital regularly, and then they diagnose you of high blood pressure, and you feel it's your village people. No, these are the little things that amount to something big as high blood pressure. Meanwhile, I hope you know high blood pressure is not something small. It is really, really big. That it is rampant, or that you feel it's just normal now. Almost everybody in Nigeria, almost everybody in the world has high blood pressure. Man, it's not true. That's a big lie. High blood pressure is not small. It's not to be neglected. It's not to be overlooked. It's not to be ignored. It is something you should be scared of. It's something you should run away from, because the threat to life is just so ambiguous. It's just so wide. You can't begin to mention them. They are so wide. So please cut down on your salt, cut down on your seasoning cubes, your flavorants that comes in sachet form. These items won't do you any good. It's not going to do you any good. That immediate satisfaction cannot deprive you of longevity. It's really not making sense. It's really not good. There are other ways to add flavor to your food. There are other ways to spice your food up, and these are the natural ways. Come on, natural ingredients add more flavors to your meal than those artificial ingredients. It's just that we grew up knowing those artificial spices, and it has become the order of the day. Seriously, your garlic, which is antimicrobial, your ginger, oh god, your Benin pepper, that is uziza seed, your calabash nutmeg, your selim, oh my god, these contain antioxidants, and these are anti-aging agents. So imagine eating something that reduces your aging, that it reduces the expression of aging. This is not just on facial look, even your cells, it prevents them from aging, because aging starts internally before it begins to manifest physically. So dears, cut down on seasoning cubes, artificial such flavorants. Replace them with healthy natural ingredients. These ingredients can do you so many good. I am a fan of natural spices, and that is what I use in most of my cooking. If you do follow my videos, you'll see me introducing Dense Kitchen all-purpose spice. That spices, I add it to everything I cook except for soups. pasta, what have you. I add my natural ingredients, all blended. You see your black pepper, everything, the paprika, everything. These are healthy source of improving the flavor of your food and also enhancing health. Their advantages can never be overemphasized. Now, having said that, let's move to number two. I know some of you might feel, oh, what she's talking about, this is something that everyone opposes, and this is something online vendors preaches. This second aspect is ketogenic diet. Yes, ketogenic, that one you practice. Ketogenic diet has a lot of beautiful benefits, a lot of advantages, but then it poses a threat to your health, and I'm here as a health ambassador to tell you these disadvantages. So first, what are ketogenic diets? Ketogenic diets are diets low in carbs, high in fat, and moderate in protein. So the essence of ketogenic diet is to cut down carbs, either totally or just cut it down significantly. You're cutting down your carbohydrate intake, your sugar, and every other thing that has to do with starch and that class. So that is ketogenic diet. That's what it's about. Moderate amount of protein and then high fat content. So when you start taking this fat content, it makes the body forget about carbs and now start utilizing fat as a source of energy for the body. Meanwhile, carbohydrate is the main source of energy. That sugar is the main source of energy for the body. But then once you cut it off, the body now tends to fall back to fat for its energy source. And fat is good, fat is okay, but then it brings about a phenomenon known as ketosis. Ketogenic diet births ketosis, and this is a process whereby the liver converts fat to the required energy needed for the body. So your liver is metabolizing fat in order to produce energy. Sorry about that. In order to produce energy, ketosis as a process, its benefit goes to those with type 2 diabetes. It helps you, since there is low carb intake. It helps those with type 2 diabetes, those suffering from Alzheimer's diseases, and I think that's that. But then it tends to increase the production of low density lipoprotein, which is called the bad cholesterol. And your body does not need bad cholesterol, as it can lead to cardiovascular damages, cardiovascular diseases such as stroke, heart attack, and what have you. So you see the disadvantage this poses. And the risk factor goes to pregnant women, nursing mothers that wants to shade off some fat, postnatal fat. You want to shade off postnatal fat. Ketogenic diets are not for you. You don't need it. You don't need them. They are not, you don't even need to start it. Don't even start. You see those having type 1 diabetes, ketogenic diets are not for you. You don't need it. It's not everything you see people doing out there you patronize. I know some vendors, you go online, you see keto plan, ketogenic plan, meal plan for weight loss. It works. It actually works, because before ketosis will take place, the body will first of all use up all of its stored glucose, that's glycogen, use it up, and then continues with fat. So once the carbohydrate has been utilized, this is using fat as its sole energy source, and that is really bad. It's just not good. It might work for a couple of 2 weeks or 3 weeks for the body to use fat and produce the energy required for your day-to-day activities, but beyond that said period, it's danger. It's danger. you should run, you should flee. So you see, it's not sustainable. So why start up a thing that you don't intend finishing or continuing over a period of time? So you see, it is not sustainable. Anybody that tells you to embark on keto diet for a year does not love you or has a poor research sense. You can't encourage 6 months is too much. 6 months keto dieting. Some people go as far as zeroing carbs in carbohydrate intake, and that's whoa. If you want to lose weight, there are healthy ways to go about it. What happens to food portioning? That way there is no risk factor. It's just maybe your satiety will be reduced, but then after a period of time you're still going to eat another. So what happens to that? And this thing tends to limit your nutritional intake. Keto diet reduces your nutritional intake. Protein is reduced to 30%, low carbohydrate, which is from 0 to 5%, and high intake of fat. So you see, you're limited to just those three, and it's not healthy. What happens to a balanced diet? What happens to fruit consumptions? They even go as far as advising you not to go for vegetables rich in carbohydrate, just to maintain that low carb or whatever you want to call it. These vegetables and fruits, they supply not just sweetness or natural sugar, they supply the body with vitamins. You really need your vitamins, you really need your carbohydrates, you need your protein, you need your fat, but all in the required quantity. Nobody should tell you to embark on any keto diet for longer than a month. It's not healthy for you. It's not going to do you good. And if you're pregnant, you have no business with starting a keto plan. If you're not a nursing mother, please flee. So you wouldn't affect yourself and the innocent baby. So please flee, like flee. So if you have type 1 diabetes, run away from it. Run away from keto diet, run away from keto plan. Even if you're hypertensive, you should also run away from keto diet, ketogenic meal plans, and ketosis as a process. It's not healthy and it's not going to do you any good. Now moving on to the third one on our list. Guess what that will be? You can drop your comments if you have questions as regards what I said, or if you have a contradicting view. Do well to drop your comments in the comment section, and please do well to like, subscribe, and follow me bomba to bomba. And my recipes are superb. My recipes are superb, so you don't want to miss out from all of that. Do well to subscribe and turn on the notification, so whenever a new video drops from this vlog, you will be the first to see it, and then learn, because it's all about learning, it's all about relearning, it's all about unlearning. Okay, we're talking about the 3 regular practices, the 3 common practices that is alarming. So for the first one, we mentioned artificial seasoning, where we talked about the salt intake. And secondly, we talked about ketogenic meals, ketogenic diet, the keto plan. I know you're familiar with that one. So now we'll be looking at the third one, and this one is a silent killer because people don't really pay attention to it. People don't really pay attention to it. They just see it as a normal thing, and it has numerous benefits. It's not that bad, but so far there is a tendency for it to affect health. We need to talk about it. We cannot close our eyes to as little, no matter how little the risk factor is, we can't close our eyes to it. So the third one on our list is canned food. Yeah, I know you're already calculating all the canned foods you're familiar with. Your sardine, baked beans, oh my god, green peas, the mushroom, all of that. Even the fruits are canned. We have beets, vegetables, canned carrots, all of it what have you. Canned foods have numerous benefits. It is good and it is bad. Everything that has an advantage has a disadvantage, and once this disadvantage poses a threat to human life, it then calls for immediate attention. Canned foods has nutritional values just like your fresh and frozen foods, no doubt. There is this belief that canned food has lower what's it called, nutritional value. That is not true. What's wrong with this life? Okay, that is not true, because canned food may contain equal amount of nutritional value as that's your that's your frozen or fresh food, but then it lacks two main vitamins, that's vitamin C and vitamin B. During processing, these two vitamins are destroyed. That's the word. These two vitamins are destroyed. And secondly, canned food uses preservatives. It has high salt content because some canned foods uses dissolved salt as its preservative. So dissolved salt, this is an added salt. Some may even add what is it called again? Added sugars. I don't know, why will you buy canned date syrup when you can easily do it yourself? Why? Please, the essence of this video is not for you to remove your hand totally from all of these three categories of risk, but it's just for you to minimize it. Why should you go for date syrup, canned date syrup? What happens to you getting it and doing it yourself? That's where you've reduced. There are some foods that I know, canned foods, they are easy, durable, lightweighted. They give you ideas. You just want to buy your sweet corn and just throw it into your pot of delicacy. But if you can buy sweet corn, let's say that one, because of the season, so it tends to be in season in a particular month, and the next month is out of season. So I know because of that you might want to get your sweet corn. Okay, that's good. But what about green peas? Please patronize that woman in the market that sells it. Patronize that man in the market that sells it. It won't cost you anything. These canned foods are even more expensive, because for your canned green peas, I know they sell a medium to be around 600-700, but buying green peas by the roadside will cost you just 200 naira to get that equivalent. So you see, who is losing? Your loss is 2-0, because it's expensive, and number two, it poses health risk. So why patronize them? Why patronize it? So you can use your sweet corn, that is understandable, but why buy canned peas? It's just not necessary. Even beets, you can easily get this, cut it and use it for whatever you want to use it for. Let's reduce the intake of these canned food. More so, it contains bisphenol A, that's BPA. BPA can cause hormonal imbalance. BPA can cause hormonal imbalance, and these are what we'll see in canned food during the processing. It also poses you to bacteria infestation, Clostridium in canned food. I won't tell you all, but because of the heat needed to get this canned food in place, after processing you seal and then you heat it up, the heat might not be enough to ward off this bacteria. So a bacteria such as Clostridium will survive, and you take it, for something like your sardine, you're not going to wash it, you just turn everything into your pot. You understand? So imagine this bacteria, you're eating it as well, and it's not good, it's not healthy. Everything I'm saying here today is for your benefit and for my benefit too. There's also a risk factor of sodium phosphate. Sodium phosphate is also used as a preservative for in making canned food, to keep it safe, to keep it in place for a long period of time. The essence of canned food is to increase shelf life. So most times they add this sodium phosphate to canned food to give it that stability requires, to last a longer period of time. Phosphate on its own is not bad. The body needs phosphate. It's one of those micronutrients. The body needs phosphate in a particular amount in the body, but then inorganic phosphate is not good. Inorganic phosphate is a no 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 no. It's really not healthy. So please, dears, I know these are things we are familiar with every day. We tend to we tend to engage in one or two of these bad practices, but please, you can actually reduce it. This is a cry out. I'm just crying out for your health. I'm crying out for your health, because that your body doesn't speak up doesn't mean a lot is not going in there, and it's not going on in there. And besides, these things builds up. They don't just express themselves immediately. They might not be acute. It's a chronic process. It takes a while for it to express itself. So you wouldn't know, and you keep consuming and enjoying yourself just until it shows up, and by then you might not be ready for the consequences. So please, dears, in all your doings, in all your endeavors, avoid or minimize these three practices. Please minimize it. Your Maggi intake, seasoning cube intake, you want to reduce it, keep it under check. A seasoning cube or two is okay. You don't need to add 5 for it to turn out good. Embrace garlic, ginger, what have you, paprika, black pepper, all of those. Even bay leaf has a lot of health benefit. You see, your bay leaf, your basil, your thyme, natural thyme, like the fresh thyme, all of parsley, celery leaves, celery, the dried celery seed, like these things poses so much benefit to your health. Please embrace these natural ingredients and say no to artificial ingredients. They do you no good. For a keto plan, please do not embark on a keto journey that will last longer than a month or two. It's not healthy and it is not advised. Or probably you want to engage in such, do well to see your doctor. If you're hypertensive, you're pregnant, you're a nursing mother, you have type 1 diabetes, please run away from keto plans, run away from keto dieting. I know you want to slim down, I know you want to keep your weight at bay, but please, you don't want to lose your weight and lose your life as well. Please do well to avoid all of those things. You want to keep to shape. There are healthy ways. Meal portioning is good for you. Intermittent fasting is also another good weight control strategy. So please embark on intermittent fasting, and that is after you've consulted your doctor and he deemed it fit for you to engage in such. So please do not joke with your health. Canned food can be minimized. There are some you can't do without. I know that a lot. Your kidney beans, you can actually buy kidney beans from the market. Those people that sell beans also sell kidney beans. Another name for it is Cameroon beans. So if you go there or red beans, if you go there and ask them for it, you just buy. I know it takes time to boil or to get soft. You buy, cook it till it's soft. Keep it in the freezer. That if you've taken the particular portion for your meal, you can keep the rest in the freezer. It doesn't spoil. Rather than buying it in the market canned, it's really not healthy and it's not advisable. Thank you. I know you pay heed to all of this I've said. I know you minimize your seasoning intake. I know you will also consult your doctor before starting a keto diet. And lastly, I know you will be reducing your canned food intake. Thank you. And like I said earlier, do well to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification for this vlog, turn on the notification so you'll be able to see my videos from time to time, because I'm not gonna leave you stranded. I'll keep bombarding you with educating videos. I'll keep bombarding you with mind changing ideas on how to, you know, improve your health and how to feed properly. Thank you, and stay hydrated, stay healthy, and stay safe. Bye.